What to grow in February? If you want a thriving garden this year, here are my must-grow plants for late winter and early spring. Just 5 brilliant plants to either sow this month or get growing, whether you're a beginner gardener or an experienced grower looking for inspiration. The best vegetables for grow your own food, plants that are going to give you flowers for colour and scent and that help support pollinators, and most of all, fill your garden all year round. Hey everyone, how's it going and welcome back. I always get asked for my plant recommendations, especially around now, when for loads of people, they maybe feel like the garden can feel a bit lackluster, and it's anything but. So from early vegetables to hardy flowers, I'm going to share with you the top crops to start now and great plants to treat yourself to. Don't miss out. Get sowing now, get planting, and get your garden set up for success. Let's get started. So, I want to start this month's video with a different version of a well-known garden staple, broccoli, or well, purple sprouting broccoli. Except this is different again, it's summer sprouting purple sprouting broccoli. Summer sprouting purple sprouting broccoli. Unlike traditional broccoli, which produces a large head, a sprouting broccoli produces loads of smaller florets, offering that continuous supply of fresh greens. And because it produces smaller florets, they tend to be more tender and more flavourful, and you can harvest them over a longer period of time. They are perfect for stir fries, which is how I love to use them, and also just steaming them and adding lots of flavour and nutrition into your cooking. But here's the thing. If you're already used to growing a standard purple sprouting broccoli, you'll know that generally you sow it in the spring, grow it through the year, and then it sits over the winter, and then it starts sprouting the next spring. That's quite a long growth cycle. This is the magic of this specific variety. Because it's summer sprouting, it grows and it matures quickly so that you can get to pick your broccoli in the summer of this same year. And then the other great thing about that quick growth is that because it does grow so quickly and crop so quickly, you can sow it successionally to extend your crop out through the year. I'm literally going to be sowing mine later today, and it's fairly pest and disease resistant. Well, butterflies and caterpillars are still going to love it. Some things, well, they're just a fact of life and you've got to deal with it. But if you look at the seed packet, you'll see that it says to start sowing seeds in March. But if you want to get ahead, that's based on sowing them outdoors. If you want to get ahead, you can start them off in a little seed tray under cover now in February and plant them out in about 6 weeks. And before long, you'll have your own super tasty sprouting broccoli spears to enjoy. There's no need to get your pen and paper out for my plant lists. Instead, head across to my website, nilegardens.com, or follow the link in the description below for my show notes and the plants that are featured in today's episode. And of course, leave me a comment down below as well and tell me what you think of my choices. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Or what are you growing now? Tell me and let's get the conversation started for February. Right, next plant is going to be one of my favourite edibles for growing every single year without fail. Chili peppers, and in particular, de cayenne. It's a classic choice for gardeners for good reason. For me, as interesting as it is to be able to grow a million different types of chilies, and they are cool, they're generally just too hot for me to eat. So then I don't see the point. And what I'm looking for isn't just heat, I'm looking for a nice flavour. And de cayenne gives you that lovely bit of pep and spice, but without it being so hot that it's going to burn your mouth off. And it also has a really nice actual chili pepper flavour, so it's great for cooking and making hot sauces with. That's what I do. I make sriracha with the de cayenne peppers. I think that people get daunted by the thought of growing chilies because they think that it's actually really hard to get the seeds started. But here's the thing, it isn't. And now is a great time to sow them because it's not too early and also it's not too late. Just sow the seeds like this in a little bit of compost in a small seed tray and give them some warmth to get the germination process started. This can be done like I do, using a propagator, but at the same time, you could just use a nice warm windowsill or even your airing cupboard if you get permission. Then prick out the seedlings once they get to about this size, grow them on, pot them up, and then either move them into a greenhouse once the weather in the spring has finally got warm enough to do that, or keep them growing on your windowsill. They're going to grow to, well, relatively large size plants for a pot, about 60 centimeters tall, but it is so worth it for the chilies. Talk about prolific. You are going to have so many chilies from even just a few plants. You're going to be freezing them, drying them, you're going to be giving them away. So whether you're new to growing chilies and want a nice easy starter chili, or whether you've tried it before and you just want one great reliable go-to variety, go with chili de Cayenne. When it says live plants on the side of the box, you know that there's going to be something exciting inside. If I'm going to talk about a product or service on this channel, I'm really pretty choosy about what I recommend or promote to you, because I really think it has to be something that's going to be of benefit to you. So I'm delighted to be teaming up again with J.Parker's to give you another great discount code. Now, you might be used to thinking of J.Parker's as a bulb supplier, but actually they sell so much more. Did you know that they also sell a really big range of bare root perennials and potted perennials, just like this? And early in the year like now is the prime opportunity to start writing out your plant buying lists, ordering your plants and getting ready for spring planting. I've got a whole load of these beautiful white anemone honorine Joubert that are going to be planted out in a new section of the front garden here. This is a great way to buy perennial plants, because if you buy them as larger plants, they can quite often be really quite expensive, whereas you can save money by buying them small like this and growing them on, because they'll really quickly build and establish in your garden. Now, I promised you a big discount code. Simply use the code NILE15 to get 15% off your entire first order. I've been consistently impressed with the quality of what I receive from J.Parker's, whether it's bulbs or young plants like this, and you only have to check out their Google reviews to know that it's not just me. So head across to jparkers.com to get started, and remember to claim your discount with my code NILE15. There's something so lovely about seeing little flowers underneath trees, and we all know snowdrops, right? I want to show you something else. From a great edible crop that we just talked about to this stunning, hardy little flower. This is cyclamen coum, and this is this month's investment piece for February. A plant that is so worth buying because it's just going to give you year after year of happiness. Isn't it beautiful? It's perfect for adding colour to your garden when so many plants are dormant or bare, and it's identified by these lovely little delicate nodding flowers that appear from late winter all the way through early spring, in hues from deep magenta to soft pink like this one, and an almost white whirligig pink as well. The leaves are equally attractive. They're tinged with silver markings, and it gives this ongoing interest. Cyclamen coum is best suited to woodland settings, so think about underplanting it around deciduous trees like here, in maybe underneath shrubs where it's going to thrive in dappled shade and ideally well-drained soil. Once established, these actually self-seed and they spread not too fast, just nicely. Ultimately, they're going to create a lovely carpet with patches of colour that expand naturally over time, and this makes them an excellent choice for gardeners that are looking for something low maintenance that's going to provide consistent seasonal interest each year. One of the standout features of cyclamen coum is its ability to bloom through the harshest of winter weather. Where other flowers are just going to get battered and destroyed by winter, these will shrug off frost, they'll shake off light snow, and even though these flowers are so small, they're not just a feast for the eyes, they're actually a vital source of nectar for pollinators that are emerging in those early days of the year. Cyclamen coum is resilient, reliable and versatile. It needs very minimal care once it's planted, so all you have to do is enjoy. Whether you plant it in containers or naturalise it out in the garden, this plant is a wonderful way to brighten up the dreariest time of the year. I think you're going to like this next suggestion. Do you want an easy to grow, environmentally friendly and affordable way of planting fruit crops. Great. Let me introduce you to this. Planting bare root fruit bushes, and in particular, raspberries. You can buy these dormant canes just like this, and they're available, well, they've been available since autumn, and they'll continue to be available all the way through to spring. And as rubbish as they look right now, they're actually really quick to settle into their home. They're going to produce loads of nice lush growth and then a reliable crop. Raspberries are a perennial favourite because they're going to give you lovely juicy flavourful berries that are perfect for eating fresh, freezing or turning into jams and desserts. And the biggest benefit about growing them yourself is the cost saving. When you think about it, a small punnet of raspberries in the supermarket is going to cost you a fortune, when the plants like this, actually once they start growing, they're really abundant in terms of how much fruit they're going to give you. This will cost you less than one punnet of raspberries. Even though they don't look it, they establish really quickly, particularly if you put them in a nice sunny, well-drained spot. Summer fruiting varieties are going to provide you lots of abundant crops in June and July, while autumn fruiting types like this extend the harvest into September and October, offering you that prolonged season of fresh fruit. This particular variety is called Autumn Bliss, and I love it. But a big word of warning, it is rampant and it is going to invade your beds if you don't stay on top of it. So if that freaks you out, you can even just plant these raspberry canes into really big containers. They're going to need that little bit more TLC and watering, but they'll be fine. Raspberries aren't just delicious, but they're also beneficial for your garden's ecosystem. They attract pollinators and other beneficial insects, so you're building that biodiversity with everything you plant. With proper pruning and support, raspberry canes can yield really generous harvests for year after year after year, so it makes them a great investment for any garden. Those sweet, tangy flavoured fruits, combined with how easy they are to cultivate, makes them a must-have for anyone wanting some nice, homegrown, fresh fruit in their own garden. So, go on, give it a try. Even just one, give it a try. Last up for this month is this little plant here that we probably all look at and go, yeah, a heather, boring, blah, blah, blah. But stick with me here, because I don't think that they get nearly enough credit. I certainly haven't given them enough credit in the past. But heather is one of the toughest, most reliable plants that you can grow. It's going to give you a bit of colour and a bit of texture in the garden all year round, and it's effectively indestructible. Winter flowering heather species like this little Erica are especially valuable, but the reason I want to recommend it is because it's not about us, it's about pollinators. Yes, they give us leaf and flower interest, but it's about how much nectar these produce in bloom early in the year, and that makes them a vital source of nectar for winter pollinators. Once these get going, each plant, as you can see, just ends up dripping in flowers, so it's naturally abundant for insects, and the plants are super affordable. You can get them at any garden centre. I'm going to be planting this into a container with this skimmia and with this sarcococca for a really lovely winter display. Now, it thrives well in acidic, well-drained soil, but it works brilliantly in rockeries, borders, containers, you name it. You can also grow it on slopes as ground cover, and it'll stabilise soil at the same time as just looking nice and suppressing weeds. You get them in all colours, from lovely greens to bronzes when it comes to the foliage, to pinks, reds, whites when it comes to the flowers, and even purples, depending on what you want and what you go for. Kaluna species bloom in the late summer, while Erica heathers like this bring colour through the winter, and they're so long lasting that it makes it a really easy way to bring colour and interest into your garden for a huge chunk of the year. Maintenance is minimal, just give them a little bit of a light trim to keep them neat and to encourage fresh growth, and that's about it. So you can see, yeah, they might seem a wee bit plain and boring, but look a bit closer. Think about how much they benefit biodiversity, and you'll start to understand their value. Hardy, drought resistant, loved by pollinators, heather is a top pick if you're looking for something low maintenance, high impact for your garden. You're going to love it. And if you don't love it, plant one anyway. The pollinators will thank you. Before you go, 5 plants not enough for you? Looking for more planting and seed sowing inspiration? Then you're going to love this video right here. More February suggestions from me, and until next time, see you later.